You will know a tree by the fruit that it bears.
Donald Trump said he hasn't changed since second grade. Keep that in mind as you hear about some of the things that he did, such as throwing rocks at a toddler, pulling the pigtails of one of his classmates.
Like in any school, you see big kids picking on little kids. I resented that. I always did.
Bernie Sanders, what kind of a person would you like to see as president of the United States?
Well, I would like to see somebody who has the guts to begin to stand up to the people who own this country.
There is a new billionaire in town. Trump's the name.
Trump and his upscale hotel walked off with one of the largest tax breaks in city history, worth an estimated $200 million.
Why'd you get involved in politics in the first place?
I think it's kind of instinctual. You wake up in the morning, even when you're a kid, and you look around and you see things that bother you.
Manhattan may be thriving, but parts of the city are in agony.
You see things that are stupid, that don't make sense.
It was blue-collar jobs that were axed and welfare payments that were cut to pay for Donald Trump's tax breaks.
I was entitled to it.
Critics say he's making New York too much a city for the rich.
Do you think it's a good idea to give tax breaks to billionaires and to charge veterans significantly increased fees for health care? While the middle class shrinks, CEOs of large corporations now make 500 times what their workers make. The richest people in America said several years ago, hey, yes, we're worth billions of dollars. That's not enough. We're going to contribute money to our Republican friends, and you know what they're going to do? They're going to lower our taxes even more.
You want tax abatements, you want special treatment, and by and large, you've gotten special treatment and tax abatement.
That's correct.
Tax breaks for the middle class, tax breaks for working families, yes. Tax breaks for billionaires, not this senator. What we need is the guts to stand up to the big money interests, just as we are beginning as a nation to stand up to the polluters who pollute our air.
When asked if he was concerned about the air pollution around Trump Tower, Donald Trump laughed and said his tower was above the pollution.
See, we need leaders who don't just see things from the castle looking down on the streets. We need a leader who has a street view, and his name is Bernard Sanders.
To put out fire, you need water.
You want a candidate who is going to defeat Donald Trump.
The only way you put out what you currently have in the White House is to have someone who is the direct opposite.
Somebody that has been on the right side of justice the overwhelming majority of his life.
I marched and opposed the war in Vietnam.
When most other people in their early 20s were marching and storming the gates, Donald Trump was reading foreclosure notices, looking for houses that he could take over.
I did not build a corporate empire through housing discrimination.
Trump was charged with discriminating against African Americans.
I protested housing discrimination.
There are people who didn't have the same guts as Senator Bernie Sanders.
A preemptive war against Iraq would be a terrible mistake.
Are you for invading Iraq?
Yeah, I guess so. Whatever happened to the days of Douglas MacArthur? I mean, he'd go and attack.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
My father's family died in concentration camps. We have got to come together as a people and judge people based on their character, not their religion, and address the real problems facing our country.
Our people, they're anxious about the fact that they are working incredibly long hours, and they're looking around them, and they're looking at Washington, and they're saying the rich are getting much richer, I'm getting poorer. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do for my kids? And somebody like a Trump comes along and says, I know the answers. The answer is we got to hate the Muslims. Those are your enemies. Meanwhile, the rich get richer.
Republicans passed President Trump's tax bill, and the richest Americans, including President Trump and his own family, would reap the most dramatic benefits.
The biggest act of thievery in the modern history of this country.
So essentially, I would like to see a candidate who has the guts to have a vision that America could be a land for all people, not just the land controlled by the super rich.
It's not radical, it's right on time.
Unlike Donald Trump, I did not come from a family that gave me a $200,000 allowance every year beginning at the age of 3. As I recall, my allowance was 25 cents a week. Unlike Donald Trump, who shut down the government and left 800,000 federal employees without income to pay their bills, I know what it's like to be in a family that lives paycheck to paycheck. And today we say to Wall Street,
and the billionaire class, you ain't gonna get it all anymore. To put it bluntly, I am back.
Putting a wife to work is a very dangerous thing.
When you talk about women's rights, it means, to me, very importantly, economic rights, the right to earn a good living to take care of your family.
I'm just getting warm. How many of you feel the burn, baby?
What do you say to your corporate buddies who throw American workers out on the street, move to China and hire people there for 30 cents an hour?
Trump golf hat that's made in China.
I also know Lloyd Blankfein. He's a great guy.
Whose company, along with the rest of the companies on Wall Street, drove this country into the recession that it is in.
I alone can fix it.
Not me. Us.